Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is my United States No Blurry NMPZ 22K run. Okay, let's get into it. So I see these pine straws on the ground and I immediately think Georgia, Atlanta area. That's where I grew up. I clicked south of Atlanta to hedge a little bit towards Columbus, but it turns out it's kind of near where I grew up. I've only seen these tall, thin trees in the southern Georgia and northern Florida, so I click southern Georgia near Valdosta, hoping that it's somewhat close, and it turns out it's in northern Florida. Not too bad of a score. This next location, I look at the license plate of the car. It's white, so I think it's either Massachusetts or Michigan. But based on the architecture of the houses and like the ridgy look, I choose just outside of Boston, and it turns out it is Rhode Island, but it still gives me a good score. On this next one, I have no idea where this is. There's no license plates to look at. The trees are pretty standard for an American city. So I start looking at the signs. The Xfinity sign doesn't tell me that much. I know that we're in the northern hemisphere because of the shadows, but that doesn't really help that much. I eventually land on the Alaska road sign, and I see a little mountain to the left of the Alaska, and I think either Salt Lake City or Denver, and I spend a little bit of time mulling over whether to choose Salt Lake City or Denver. I really can't tell the difference between the two, so I ultimately just do a mental coin flip and land on Denver. And then I just put it smack dab in the middle of Denver, and it's pretty good score. For the last location, I don't see any cars, so I can't get any license plate information. So I have to go off of basically this mountain range. I briefly consider Alaska, but it doesn't look Canada enough for me for Alaska, so I decide between Montana and the Grand Teton area of Wyoming. I think that the Grand Teton area is more likely because there's more mountains closer to each other in Montana, but the Grand Teton is just that northwest corner of Wyoming. So ultimately, I go into the map, take a deep breath, and go into the Grand Teton area. I figure that it's going into one of the mountain peaks, so I choose which one that is an east-west road that's facing a mountain peak, and I go near Cody, and it's good enough to get a 22K run.